we're going to start to go over how to write any linear equation from a table. Alright, so we have some steps here that we need to follow to write a linear equation from a table. The first thing that we have to find is called the rate of change. Alright, so the rate of change, really it's just a different phrase. That was something we've done before. The rate of change is the same thing as your slope. So remember when we graphed linear equations before with the inequalities and with the systems, slope was how steep the line was. It's the rate that the line was changing. So the rate of change and your slope are the same thing. Right? When we graphed before, we had two numbers we graphed. We had the slope, and we also had the y-intercept. That's the next number that we have to find, the y-intercept. It's very easy to find the y-intercept on the table. You just look to when x is equal to 0. So whenever x is equal to 0, you look for the y value. Whatever the y value is your y-intercept. Right? After we find the slope and y-intercept, you want to plug it into y equals mx plus b. Right. M obviously stands for our slope. B stands for the y-intercept. And that is y equals mx plus b is called slope-intercept form because it involves the slope and the y-intercept. Right, so to find your rate of change or your slope, you're going to find the pattern in your y and divide it by the pattern in your x. Then to find the y-intercept, it's when x is equal to 0, whatever your y value is. So pretty easy to find these values. Okay, so if we look at our examples here, if we look at example 1, we have a table where the x values are negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Our y's are 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So you remember, your slope is your y pattern over your x pattern. So here, if we look at our y's from 4 to 8, it is increasing by 4. So our y value then is positive 4. Our x's are going up by 1 each time. So our x is 1, and then to reduce, 4 divided by 1 is 4. So our slope then is 4. To find the y-intercept, you look when x is 0. So in this table, when x is 0, y is 8. So our y-intercept is 8. And we're plugging it into the equation y equals mx plus b. So we're going to take out the m and plug in 4. Leave the x, take out the b, plug in 8. So in these equations, you will always have a y and an x. Okay, those two variables have to always stay there. The other two numbers can be anything. And if we look at the equation, our example 2, find our slope inverse y over x. So in this one, our y values are decreasing by 3. And our x's are going up by 1. So therefore, our slope is negative 3 over 1, which is negative 3. And then we need to look at our table, when x is 0, y is 6 on this problem. So that makes our equation y equals negative 3x plus 6. It's pretty simple to write these equations. Remember, your slope is your y over your x. Your y-intercept is when x equals 0, and then plug it into y equals mx plus b.